CEBAS stands for the Conference for Emerging Black Academics in STEM, and it's an interdisciplinary conference, and that was really at the forefront of what we're trying to put out. For this edition, we had a really wide array of speakers. We have professors, postdocs, graduate students, undergraduate students. We have public universities such as UCLA. We have private institutions like Caltech, USC. We also have NASA's JPL. So we really try to bring a lot of people from different areas so that we can all come together and share our research.
I was really impressed to learn so much from these other educators and scientists. There have been talks today that have covered the span of biology and new approaches to look at cancer therapies and techniques, all the way through the role of new computational methods that may have impacts on the future of AI and high-performance computing. So they all inspired me. I was, very impressed with their clarity of thought and their presentation, with the depth and expertise that they have in their research.
I was definitely most interested in learning more about other research compared to mine, because I think being a PhD student or an academic, you get pretty bogged down into just what you know. Two that would definitely stand out to me was the end of an astrophysics talk where the faculty member basically shared that how galaxies operate are actually relatively similar to the brain. And as someone who does research for the brain, I thought that was a strange but also a phenomenal discovery, because I'd be curious now to see if the world operates on both a micro level in humans and a macro scale in galaxies. And also secondly, of course, Dr. John Dabiri's talk on mixing and biogenic mixing. I thought that was so fascinating. So yeah, really amazing talk and very different types of impact theoretically and translationally.
I was a bit nervous. I feel like a lot of researchers will share the same feeling. You feel behind when you're doing research. You feel like you're kind of moving behind people and you're moving kind of slowly. But when you come and you talk about the science, you realize how much knowledge you actually do have and how much you are sharing with people. Seeing all these Black academics, it really gives me a sense that I really do truly belong here. It's not often you see groups of people come together that are all Black. It's not very common. We're a very small population here, and most times people are too busy to even come together. But when you see everybody unified together and sharing knowledge, science, and fields that you typically don't see us excelling in, it's a very nice sight to see. It gives a certain sense of motivation so I can continue moving forward in science.
I'll just come out and admit it's not that often that I have an opportunity to interact with so many African-American PhDs in one place, as well as postdocs and other students. And I'm just, thoroughly impressed with this community, and I'm very hopeful that I can continue to interact and support them in any way that I can.
This was my first time going to a conference without the rest of my lab. And it was just really welcoming. Everybody was really nice and really open to listening to my project. So this is a great place to network.
It was good to just talk to people, meet people, share different experiences, some common experiences, and also to kind of get to know what to expect on the journey ahead. I appreciate the wisdom Isaiah shared with me, and he'll just give me an insight into what I may have to encounter along the way, how I may handle these things, even what words I might use to describe certain circumstances to others. So yeah, I appreciate that.
This is a very caring and nurturing environment where somebody like me who knows nothing about propulsion in oceans feels comfortable enough to ask a class leader in the field a question that they value. And so being able to be in an environment where I can learn something from them, but they can also learn something from me. There's this cyclic nature of it that is really inviting and it's nurturing, and it creates a space where I can go back to my students and say, wow, I met this person and I think this thing is cool, and I think that we should consider a different avenue to what we're doing. So it allows me to evolve, and I think that anybody who's either not sure whether they can contribute or not sure what they have to bring, or maybe you're stuck in your own work, come and learn something new, see something new, meet some new people.
Last year there were a lot of Caltech folks that were here, but here we have people coming from everywhere. Something that's amazing is just the breadth of people that this conference is getting to. A lot of people have included in their presentations, how they got here, what their journey was like. It just helps you appreciate so much that everyone has such a different journey and how they end up becoming a scientist. And I really appreciate it too that, the scientists that are speaking and the people that BSET group here at Caltech has invited to come speak, they are top of the line scientists, really top-notch folks.
I almost want to see the general public even see this, because There's amazing science being done, and it's really important for people to see this representation. If somebody's thinking of attending this event, they should come. You never know. You could meet your next advisor. You could meet somebody to hire you. You meet your next collaborator. So I encourage everybody at all levels, from undergrad, even high school, if possible, if they would allow it, all the way up to full professors, to come and give talks and discuss.